All right, I'm gonna start recording. All right, we are live. Can y'all hear me? It's another morning stream. Can y'all hear me? Again, mornings are for math, free injury, and so on. I'll post everywhere here. Can y'all hear me? And then I'll go through the paper, and then if there's anything else, I'll sift through. But I want to finish. I want to try to finish the paper today. The Ionel Dinu's Aether paper. It's gonna be quite epic. And let's see if this runs. This last thing. Okay, pop out chat. Okay, we can do that chat now. It pops out. All right, we got chats everywhere and so on. It's cool. All right, so I'll make this. All right, anyways, yeah. So this is all working fine. So that'll be pretty cool. Titus Frost on the live stream, possibly. I'll ask him to come join. That'd be pretty cool. All right. Anyways, and here's the Threadcast as always. Okay, Mystic Bazaar, epic stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for you sent me some messages. I just gotta have to like wrap my head around looking at them. I got like so much. It's ridiculous. All right. Epic stuff. And I'm just gonna get set up. And yeah. What Telegram? Yeah. How are you doing, Mystic? Great work. Great articles, and so on. I'm gonna quickly do this. And I'm gonna open up this again, open a new tab. So it's gonna be the usual math, science related. If you have any other specific questions or you go over anything pretty much. But I want to finish the paper, and also Ionel Dinu sent me an email. He updated his paper, so we need to get that sorted. So I'm gonna go right here and write, yeah, Ionel Dinu, Ionel Dinu. Okay, so go here and see what I had in my notes. Yeah, and again, so this Saturday I won't be doing a live stream unless like a guest randomly wants to do one. Yeah, so I'll be doing the usual every other week, just so I can prepare and so on. Because I realize yeah, I realize I don't want to be rushed, especially when I have like evidence slash opinions that are different than people that you know that have also do some good stuff. Sorry, things just got to me as I'm actually texting. I don't read it before I send. No, it's all good. Feel free to send whatever. Just takes me sometimes to go through. So again, I get like 1,000 emails. Half of them are from John. Let's go, John. All right. So anyways, this paper. I'm gonna try to finish it up. Let's see where we ended up at. Because I think we ended up at. Yeah, this part I'm gonna start reading again because this is again the guy's got some absolutely amazing insights, just observations. We're gonna start from here, but he sent an email, but he updated his paper because he's been watching. So I know the guy who wrote this paper has been watching these streams, or at least some of them or parts of it. So he sent me an email, and then he said. Hi Matthew, just to let you know that I've uploaded an updated version of paper 4, which you are currently discussing online. There are no major issues. Here is the list of changes. So he says page 12 of 40. Yeah, so page 12 references, these ones are updated to make the references more accurate and indicating that they're at the negative electrodes of vibrations are produced by the electrogen at the night. Okay, this part, we're going to fix these up. And then he has sent some other ones. And I also asked him, you can feel free to join a live stream. So he's gonna go reworded the bottom, and I said I was gonna update it during the stream. Reworded bottom paragraph, page 21. Okay, so let's go here, page 12. I'm gonna go to his paper. This paper right here, and I'm gonna actually start sitting down. I was standing for a while. Stuff. Okay, this desk is just annoying. When I have all the power coming from one power outlet, it kind of glitches out, and I need to press it multiple times for it to go all the way down. Oh, and another error. All right. Yeah. So epic stuff. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go right here. So fundamentals of theory of ether, and I need to shift some stuff. Anyways, bear with me. Beginning's always I know I'm gonna shift this over to the right everywhere. I'm gonna shift this over this much, I think. Should be fine. Okay, shifting over everything. And shifting, starting shifting. Alright. Anyways, yeah, so this is the paper. I think he updated it. I'm gonna download the paper, download full PDF. And let's go and download it. Let's just download it wherever it is here in Meta. Okay. And then I just open up here. Yes, I'll open up here. So downloaded it. And last updated, yeah, so you can see last updated January 23rd, 2026, because he's got, this is a 2-year paper. And interesting, April 8th, yeah, like I stated earlier. April 8th is also on a solar eclipse. So that's when the moon just like goes right in front of the sun, so that's pretty cool. All right, so let's see what he says here. So page 12. And then these references are updated to make them more accurate. Okay, so page 12 of 45. So 2 of 45. So, and I like how it's the PDF page number is the same as the actual these numbers. So 1245, I16, and I17. These are updated. So let's copy these. And okay, so that's updated. Oh, 16 and 18. Okay, so 16 and 18. Okay, so 16 and 18. Let's copy this. And then we go to 16. I 16. This one right here. So, basically, this right here. This one, Malta, etc. I go like this. Yeah, okay. Okay, so all the same thing. Okay, let's just update it here and then see what happens. Okay, so he updated like that, the model. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so there it is. And then 18 he wants updated as well, and that is 18. So right here. All right, yeah, anyways, bear with me. Beginning it takes a while. I'll be IA 18. 18. All right, right here. Okay, and what does it look like? Yeah, I just need to 7 atomic. Okay, that's what it is. So when you paste on here, it's the annoying part is new lines have to be like, okay, now the next one is page 20 to 45, indicating there are add, so he puts an underline to make the wording more clear. Yeah, there are at the negative electrode, the vibrations are produced by a surplus of electrogen. That's page 20. Right here. 20. Yeah, this one right here. I think that's what he said. Page 20, indicating that at the negative electrode, there's nothing underlined. At the okay, so it doesn't underline. Yeah, so while at the negative, uh, at the negative electrode, vibrations produce a surplus. Okay, I think he already wrote that. Let's see. Okay, that's what it indicating that. Yeah, the vibrations are produced by matter with deficit of electrogen. I think this, okay, this part where he wants to rephrase this whole thing. And that's this right here. I'm gonna go the whole thing. I'm gonna just copy that, paste the whole thing here. Alright. And paste. And the only thing is like this. Yeah, this I don't know why it does that. It separates the lines for some reason. Okay, and All right, so we got that page. And then the next one, moreover, all paragraph change, including reference IV7, to make the idea compatible with part 1, P3. Yeah, part 1, part 3, okay. So all moreover, so he wants a whole moreover. This whole paragraph's changed. All right. And II7, okay. Anyways, off topic here, the flying orbs might be responsible for the Oliver Castle crop circle thing. Their language is vertex mathematics. Interesting. One interesting thing about the crop circles. Okay, so someone actually emailed me saying that him and his wife witnessed a crop circle being formed one time, and that their car was like being like affected, like levitated or whatnot. And he said he'll call me this week. So, and I'm trying to get him on the live stream. So we'll see if he trusts me. He might join the live stream. So a guy that actually had, claims that actually was witnessed a crop circle being made and had weird field effects on his car. And his wife was there. So anyways, so moreover, so I'm gonna go right here. Moreover, in rarefied air. Okay, this is the moreover part. And what's interesting is it's the exact same part where I left off. Because I was like trying to read it thoroughly. Okay, and then again, all right. So again, number this math Q&A. If you have any specific questions, feel free to ask. I'll be like your semi-AI person here. All right, and okay, so that's this part here. All right, and if I go here, okay, the next setup. Oh yeah, and including reference IV7 is different, so we gotta go update this one here, IV7. Okay, this one when he had his paper with Lori Gardy, Fractal Woman. IV7. Okay, so this is, oh yeah, so he updated this one. Okay. Perfect. All right, and then reference more accurate, IV8 is also changed. Okay, so this one, is the Chris Hadfield one. Oh yeah, I put a link to that. Okay, that's good. Because I was wondering where's the link to that. He just posted, so IV8. Yeah, so we'll actually see the actual, him ringing it, IV8. Yeah, it just says Chris Hadfield, Canadian Agency, ringing. Yeah, this is what I was... So again, he's definitely reading this, watching this stream there, because I was wondering where in the world's that video. Yeah, so there's the video, and then what I could also do is, copy this. So make a link like that. All right. And then reference IV8. Okay, that was IV8. So now then, yeah, send me another email. It also reworded the bottom of paragraph 21. All the text boxes at pages 22, 23, 24. What in the world? Paper has been newly updated. Okay, so the bottom paragraph, page 21. Okay, this is good. In our discussion. Yeah, let's go right here. In our discussion. So there's no in our discussion there. So what is the what's the last thingy that I used? Let's go to in the remaining part in the paragraph after. Okay. In the remaining part, and then the paragraph after. In our case, in our discussion. In our discussion. All right. Let's see if I'm gonna do one thing quickly. If I do this, nope, it doesn't do that. Okay, there it is. Lines above. Okay, that's the thing. Lines above. In our discussion. All right. And then if I shrink this, it should be fine. In our discussion. Yeah, all right. Everything's fine now. And then, one last thing is all the text boxes, page 22, 23, and 24. What in the world? 23. Okay, these ones here. 22, page 22, 23, and 24. Okay, that's basically changed all of these. And I think okay, these should be pretty easy, straightforward now. Okay, so I just go over here. So there's the first text box, vibrating atoms black, and this is vibrating electrogen in deficit. Okay. Okay, that's good. Vibrating electrogen in deficit, little electrogen in red. Yeah, because that's what part I was trying to explain. Electrogen in deficit, little electrogen in red, or just vibrating atoms in black. Okay, yeah. At the surface, so vibrating that's because I was trying to reference. Okay, so vibrating atoms, and now this is going to be updated to this. All right, and yeah, at the yeah, okay, should have done the other way around. Okay, so all right, so we have that. That's the first one. And then second one, vibrating electron in deficit. Okay, yeah, so you reword everything based on because I think I was pretty much I was reading it out, and it seemed a bit off. Okay, so now we have II2. This is vibrating atoms in black. This is the second one. Okay, and then we change this text box. And then so this is how you do it. So you go from here, delete it. Okay. All right, so that's it. So the third one, I, and then we'll start reading where we left off from. So I is right here. Alrighty. And also I've been starting to dub those 9/11 observable evidence documentary again. So I'll be uploading a video shortly this week. Okay. Yeah. All right, and so that's this one, and then this is the page 23, and then basically all these text boxes, and then also once underline repulsion and phase synchronization capitalized. All right, so let's do that. This is the fourth one. I think that's the fourth one. Yeah, that's the fourth one. Anyways, bear with me, guys. I just wanted to do it during this stream just because time is of the essence. Alright, I'm highly certain that orbs are man-made and by design to give the perceptive alien. Yeah. That's pretty much the name of the game. And you also have Elon Musk saying he's an alien. So it's like, alright, heard as a joke, but sometimes you tell the truth in jokes. Phase synchronization occurs as repulsion. Phase synchronization occurs. Yeah, so repulsion. So basically, repulsion is when they're synchronized and they basically get away from each other. Underline. And that is here. Okay. And oh man, this is yeah. This is why I should get him on the Hive blockchain again. Hive blockchain is just much better than random papers. Because even if I updated this one, tell someone, hey, update it, I could literally send him the entire text code of this markdown, and he can just do whatever. Oh, whoops, goes like this. The flying orbs were found fighting in Nuremberg in 1561. They are not man-made. No, yeah, but what I'm trying to say is like, this tech is not new. Yeah, it's not new. It's old. Like the world has been governed for a long time. It's this isn't Kansas anymore. We are literally on another level, right? Okay, this is excess vibrating. Okay, I think I did 2 of these. VI. I think this is I did it separately. I definitely did it separately. Okay, yeah. So VI is this one. Yeah, so that's VI. Attraction may occur between two bodies of same charge with one relatively weak. That was the key one. This is the first section here. All right. Yeah, and I shared a bunch of orbs thingy. I'll show you something about orbs once I finish this one, and then I'll send you a link up. There's someone made an epic paper or article on Reddit with like infinite orbs everywhere. But then he dives off on like all this tangent where the orbs are like entities and all this. Like I'm like, my goodness, you just gotta spread this info everywhere. Why y'all do that? All right. Vibrating electrogen. All right. That is done there. Okay, so we're epic. We're gonna get off to the races, and so yeah, if you guys have any emails, send it this way. Okay, send me. I think send me some other stuff. No, that's that one. Okay, I'll close this. They may well have been in 1561. However, they could have been man-made. Like massive technology is held secret by a very powerful MIT, and other universities have orb tech. Yeah, but it's again MIT. It's like it's still public. You need whatever it is. It's not. You need some sort of encrypted reality to obtain it, like Freemasonry. Freemasonry is coming to start standing. Okay, we're pretty much good to go. All right, but I want to show. Okay, this is the paper. It's pretty much updated. So epic stuff there. And yeah, and again, he's updated because literally was keeping an eye on MES here. It's good stuff. So, and that's why I'm doing these videos on it, because it's like my view is like if I write anything, if I want to like put my stamp of approval, I have to do a video on it. Like for example, if the math videos, instead of just like, yeah, here's all of it derived, whatever, I have to go and say it out loud. So it's kind of like if I wrote a book, I would literally read it. So after years of doing your research, are you still speculating, or do you feel convinced? Convinced on what? Speculating on what? What are we speculating? 9/11 tower certain dust. That's like tower certain dust is like 99% of everything you need to know about reality. Okay, about reality, tower certain dust is 99%. Everything else you're quote speculating or discussing or theorizing is like literally 1%. Tower certain dust means like reality is completely and utterly like a joke. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll go to the orbs thingy. I made one. It was part of the MH370 nonsense. So if I close this, if I go to MH370 PSYOP, if I go here, interesting timings, and then this was someone I did one. Teleportation, posting orbs. I thought I included it somewhere. Links to teleportation videos. Oh, interesting timings. Okay. Yeah, same technology that turned towers to dust. Yeah, and so again, how gyroscopes rise on their own. That's like the biggest secret of ever. Like this, somebody explained to me how it rise on its own. Yeah, so here is the timings. So this is a great post on UFO/UAP orbs. Yeah, so this one here, presence of shiny orbs, ball of light, or active benevolent, but then he has to talk about malevolent interdimensional entities watching over and manipulating progression of mankind's beginning at time. It's like, what in the world are you talking about? But anyways, but then he goes through this stuff, and he's saying that, oh, they're actually weird entities, turns into, like, whatever. You can read between the lines. But the cool thing is, the amount of stuff here, like amount of people citing from like throughout history, and he outlines people seeing orbs. Like we got 1277. Let's see the one that you mentioned. Something which date 1561. Let's see what they. Okay, yeah, this one here in the morning of April 14th, 1561 at daybreak. This one, a jetful operation occurred in the sun and then was seen in Nuremberg, in the city before the gate. So there's someone describing it. 61 cutout of the Nuremberg sky battle. So that's pretty wild stuff. So it's like, I think Lockheed Martin kidnapped some of them to use them as dogfight. This anyways. Okay, so, yeah, this is a good paper. I wanna, like, I don't like their, other stuff there, but I'm gonna archive it on Hive blockchain. So click archive, see what happens. Archive now. Okay, Saturn Storm Cube. But I just want to get these photos. Okay, this is why it's archived, and then all this text. And then I'll have it so that it's there forever, even though I disagree with this guy's like nonsense. MES. All right, so we archived that. And also I want to archive in normal version here. Archive. This one is like the centralized, but the other one is decentralized. Except the photos are still, I think, IPFS. Okay, Sax and the show, guys. Okay, Sax. Yep, loud and clear. Okay, yeah, guys. And let me know audio. Let me know if it's too loud. Not loud enough. I like absolutely hate this thing. It's like, are you human? They're literally doing this just to train AI. Like that's literally the only reason, and they probably get paid. Events was not done by humans, by the way. But if you think so, then it's kind of funny. People could only dream of intelligence at a level to make every number data collide, turn matter upside down. Well, the numbers they're not my view is that they're only doing like half that. The other half is just the way reality works. But again, the numerology and a lot of I think half of the numbers people look up is just coincidence slash seeing things when it's just randomness. But again, random isn't random. That's the key part. So a few seconds ago. Okay, interesting. Yeah. So and also Edgar Mitchell. So it's an interesting part. It's like Edgar Mitchell. If you go to Wikipedia, and read it. It's like Edgar Mitchell, 6th man to walk on the moon, and he was the second Freemason. I'm like, what, to walk on the moon after Buzz Aldrin? What is going on here? It's like instead of I think they made it so that what's the guy the Lightyear guy what's the who's the first guy to walk on the moon? Yeah, after Neil Armstrong. So I think they kind of make it like Neil Armstrong. Hey, don't tell everyone you're a Freemason because it's gonna be a bit shady if the top three, the first 3 people are all Freemasons. But again, they're all Freemasons, as per usual. All right. Anyways, okay, I'm getting a scam caller. So many scams. Okay, guys. Okay, we're gonna go straight into it. We got 28 minutes in. 10:28. Okay, that's when the North Tower turned us. Like final destructive sequence. Okay, anyways. And the other part is yeah, so if you're saying this part here, map saying not done by humans and so on, but yet you have to also like put a qualifier on this because like whoever it's done by, they're not gonna show up and give you this tech or anything. So it's like okay, aliens did it, okay, and who cares? The name of the game is we gotta produce 300 tech. So basically, what I'm trying to say is I really don't care if aliens exist or not. Yeah, second Freemason walking the moon. Yeah, it's like it's actually ridiculous. I come from a long lineage of Scottish Rite Freemasons. Interesting. So you got Freemasons. Okay, we got some. It's like it's similar to what's his name? Oh, Freemason, not human. Okay, yeah, maybe. I think at the upper levels, you're like, all right. By the way, you have to like intermarry with aliens or something. But anyways, go back to the thingy. Like what I'm trying to say is, if someone in poverty in like Africa or whatnot, just homeless guy in the street here, he does not care about aliens exist. He wants food. Okay, he wants food and shelter. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is, I literally don't care about these alien mumbo jumbos. Like I want free energy tech. Okay, best viewer stream. Oh, what is this? I hate these spammers. Click to just delete this. This is on Twitch. I don't just. Like, why isn't there just no auto delete? Like, how do I just auto delete this first time chat? Like, I don't understand. Like, just get rid of this. Just get rid of it. Like, there's nothing you can do. Block. Okay, ban. Ban demon. Okay, forever. Okay, just banned. Okay, so now he's gone. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay, your bloodline sucks. Sucks blood? Are they vampires? Okay, anyways, let's go back here. Twitch is so bad. Yeah, I got on Twitch just to see how it is. Mainly just to like throw my MES name everywhere and so on. All right. So anyways, I'm gonna go back to here. So this part. So if you haven't seen the earlier math Q&As on this, or just read the whole paper, guys. Like you know we're talking about aliens and all this nonsense. This is more important than any alien you can ever discuss. Because again, when discussing these kind of stuff, it's just discussions. Like what is actually being done. We still have to pay taxes to like criminal pedos, and nothing gets yeah. And actually, I was gonna talk about the that ice nonsense. What's this? Where's the thingy here? I'll do it later. Yeah, Twitch is ad spamming also. Yeah, definitely. But again, that's why just put my name everywhere. Okay, where did I thought I had the thingy is off. Okay, this one right here. I thought I just had it. It was wrong. Anyways, I'm just gonna go back here. Exit. All right. Okay, let's go back to the metronome. Okay, no, I will play the video, the metronome video I shared earlier, because yeah, so this is the metronome one. If it's on a like free to like oscillate or just free to move platform, these metronomes, basically just pendulums. And even though it looks like this, there's actually a weighted, like it's like long and there's this big weight here, so basically swinging back and forth. Massens, okay, interesting. Uh, all right. So, anyways, this is the part. Where did I see? Okay, there, indicating that there. This is like again. This is like what I'm trying to say is there's a gap here. I don't know why it does that. No, no, it's just when you copy and paste from that PDF for some reason it does that. Okay, this is why. There it is. All right. Update, and we are good. Oh my goodness! This is a. It's like just show the thingy. Why would it update and goes to another thing? So I'm probably the only one that that actually edits articles. All right. Okay, there it is. All right. So first we'll go to the metronome. So this is metronome, and we'll play the video that I uploaded. MES. First, here's a math Q&A. Just again for those who haven't. Oh, dying of cringe. Okay, what Trump is exception, right? He's getting details done leveraging Trump is like an absolute clown show. Please, like Trump is the exception. Trump is literally the moonchild. Like Trump is like literally reality TV host, like clown. Trump. It's like I that's one thing. What's interesting actually, Trump actually woke me up because when I in 2016, I never looked at politics, and then every one of my friends like they all just turned instantly against Trump right when he was running, and I didn't understand. I'm like, how do you get an opinion this fast? Let's go. Let's go. Peak Moon Trump coincidences. All right. Let's go right here. Strange coincidence. Yeah. Anyways, Trump is just a giant clown. I actually made a video predicting his fake assassination. Like, if you believe he actually got shot in the ear. And again, there's a whole bunch of weird stuff here. So talking about 9/11 is all coincidences. Yeah, but there's a lot of Trump coincidences and a lot of Trump with 9/11 coincidences. It's like absolutely bananas. You just the stuff, and he was actually gonna build Twin Towers too, which is quite like quite ridiculous. And he has all the United Nations in a cage. Interesting. Oh, and he has the exterior lobby column still there. Did you not see what this? Unbelievable. Okay, okay. I did not realize this. In his model, he has the exterior lobby columns. In other words, this is to me this is the most irrefutable evidence that Tower Serena does. Nothing's above the exterior lobby columns, and then he has the model. This is how his model looks like. This is unbelievable. I met Trump several times in early 2009 in a large crowd setting. Interesting. You think Trump? Obviously. Obviously, he's also like almost certainly a pedo and R-word rapist. The guy's not a. Okay, anyways, like please, like I absolutely I cannot stand how people think that there's any left wing, right wing stuff. It's like literally, once you just see it neutrally, you'll understand why the politics works so well, because it's like they make the left and right wing they make the left wing so LGBTQ like nonsense that right wingers just despise it, and they make the right wing so like obnoxious and bloating and like and just focus on money and all this and like aggressiveness, and then the left wing, the softer side, hate him. So it's kind of like, think of it, the right side's like the father and the left side's the mother. So they use the two psychologies against each other. It's so basically left wing is more motherly, right wing is more fatherly. So just it's again, it's like an absolute clown show. It's like the Trump, not the rest. Yeah, he literally has the exterior lobby column. So in other words, he knows 100% about the Tower Serena dust. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's and here's I'll give you an example. Again, they're all yeah, they all basically touch on people's pre like conceived psychologies. Because I'm gonna go Trump. What's the guy's name? Rudy. Yeah, so so Trump gave Rudy Giuliani, the mayor or whatever of during 9/11, where he was like literally a big clown show. Trump, he says he gives presidential medal to Giuliani, and then he was in a bit where he was in a department store and he gropes Rudy Giuliani while Giuliani's wearing like dressing in drag, and he like motorboats it. And Trump also had to pay money for allegedly assaulting a woman in a department store. I'm like, what is going on here? I just want to share this. This is again, the whole thing is just an absolute clown show. But yeah. Again, Trump's just an actor doing the usual nonsense. And again, Alex Jones is full on Trump. So that's another thing. There's other people that are full on Trump that I don't want to name because that's disappointing. But it is what it is. Anyways, guys, okay, we're gonna go right here. So math Q&A streams. If you haven't seen it yet, so I've been doing this literally 3 weeks ago. No, 4 weeks. Yeah, over a month ago since last year. Ionel Dinu's theory of Aether all the way, and I'm gonna try to finish this if I can today. So we'll go to the metronomes now. Experiments. So anything bombshell, I put them here so it's easy to track and so on. Oh, I forgot to put it in here. Oh, okay, my bad. I'll do this right now, actually. I'm gonna do this quickly right now. I'm gonna go to here. Whoops. Metronome. Okay, so because I have a playlist on YouTube, but I also have a playlist on Hive. So because of screenshots, I'm a big screenshot guy. Like YouTube doesn't share the thumbnails as well. And YouTube, and this one includes all the links. I'm gonna go right here. Just gonna go publish and make a new thing here. Okay, so there it is. Watch on 3Speak. I'll just put it like this. All right, then delete this. Hot Telegram. Let's delete this playlist. Okay, there it is. And this one here. And yeah, the cool thing is once you realize Markdown, you can do a lot of stuff. Markdown language. Okay, so last one is this thumbnail. So again, you guys are inside scoop how MES works. All right, so there it is, metronomes, 32 metronomes, and this is hung by a string there. The metronome is sinusoidal. Yeah, it's something, but it's like, what does that mean? Oh, for the delete this stuff. Okay, this is nonsense. Okay, I'm gonna delete this. Okay, just delete that. All right, metronome. I absolutely like despise this. Okay. Or next ritual metronome. Yeah, and again, for those who don't really grasp, like I literally predicted the Trump fake assassination for years, like because it's I wasn't the first one to do it, but I was able to pinpoint a lot of it. And I was the only one doing live streams, like literally telling people like this is gonna happen, and buckle up. And then once it happened, everyone's like wild. So if you guys go MES live streams. So so Maps, I'm not sure. Have you seen my videos before? Like definitely watch, especially this one here. Because you know this predictive programming. Everyone says predictive programming. Yeah, but everyone does it after the fact. And if you're doing it after the fact, then you can get a lot of your biases in there, and you're not actually sure what the next event will look like. Well, we're in it right now, which is the whole ICE immigration stuff. That's the current event. And then. Yeah, basically next singular big event. Yeah, that could be a lot of stuff, but definitely relating towards war and fake aliens and all that jazz. So here is the Trump assassination. I made one right here. Yeah, so yeah, Trump fake assassination predictive programming. Look at the date on this. And
we are live.
What's wild is I made this literally June 15th, a day before, or no, day after Trump's birthday, because and his birthday's everything happens there. Yeah, so everything happens on his birthday for some strange reason. And what's interesting, yeah, okay, I definitely need to make the thumbnails thing. So on his birthday, right here, because I knew that during the election year, that's when I was gonna do this video, and that's when near his birthday, and then this was like, and then he got shot like the month after, or like a few weeks after. So and I went on predictive programming, 3 hours of predictive programming on Trump getting assassinated. So it's like, what I'm trying to say is, this right here, and I have it, it's documented forever. I can say anything else, and y'all better listen. Okay, so basically, what I'm trying to say is, if somebody told me, and I was like oblivious to conspiracy or just a lot of this stuff, and I'll say, hey, do you think Trump's real or not? The guy's like, hey, I predicted his fake assassination years in advance. So this whole ICE feels just like George Floyd all over again. It feels like what is the word? Psyop. Yeah, definitely. George Floyd is right here. Floyd. It's not just exactly like it doesn't just feel like it. It's exactly the same spot. So this guy got shot, and again, they also have like a super LGBTQ, and if you see his past, like literally that's super weird stuff. And also apparently he has mental issues as well. So it's like they got MK Ultra people, and you can see. So the new ICE victims right here, and apparently they're using directed energy weapons and like those crowd dispersal stuff as well now. So now Renee Good is here. This is the new ICE guy, that Pretty guy, whatever. And then you have George Floyd right here, all within 2 miles, like a 10-minute drive of, and you can circle there. And there's also a Freemason lodge somewhere there. So that's ridiculous. Yeah. Anyways, so it's all the same, and that's kind of what I mean. It's all the same. So if you're saying, hey, is Trump real or not? You can't have this as psyop, but Trump's real somehow. Using what, like, using order out of chaos. In other words, using Freemasonic principles of killing people for whatever greater good. So in other words, they're the same. They're the same absolute nonsense. So what I'm trying to say is, anyone that's using the QAnon, oh, there's white hats, good black hats. No, every single second that one of these quote white hats doesn't reveal free energy tech, that means literally every single second, thousands, millions of people are dying in poverty and starvation. So in other words, they are literally genocidal maniacs for every second that they're a quote a white hat. So that's kind of what I mean. Don't ever listen to those like delusional / psychopaths, or just morally, a lot of them is delusional. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Anyways, so that's it. Okay, let's go back here now. Okay, oh yeah, let's do the metronomes. Yeah, the metronomes quickly. And watch on 3-speak. And yeah, we'll just watch on 3-speak. Let's see how 3-speak is. Okay, synchronize. The thing I want to play on 3-speak, but there's no like open wide thingy. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, what are people doing with their lives? Just please, like, just get it so I can open. Charlie's been creating content. Look out, Charlie. Yours is rough yet accurate. Interesting. Yeah, it's all good. But again, metronomes. And why do psychopaths never get tired of this? Why can't they just enjoy their money and leave us alone? Yeah, but it's also compartmentalized. So like each one is us wanting to like think about even the guys at the top, that they only have like a few X amount of years for their own life. And again, my whole my thesis is that they're trying to become God. That's what this whole AI and so on. So they're trying to gain knowledge and try to basically live forever / become digitized gods of this whatever world that they think they are in. Anyways, let's play this. Synchronization of third. And also I made this video such that I can it speeds through as if I was speeding through with my super fancy browser extension. 32 metronomes filmed at the Agachi Laboratory in Japan on September 14th, 2012. Also, this is hung by a string. So people saying, hey, how come, why it's doing that, etc. Is the table fixed, whatever. I'm like, there's literally a string there, and you can see the description. It says string. Yeah, notice that they're all in sync, but this one is in sync but out of phase. In opposite phase. This noise is so cool when it goes double X speed. And then it gradually becomes in phase. And notice the table's moving like that. In sync with it. Yeah, that's pretty much. And this also explains how people are this also explains how people follow inline and groupthink and follow and they actually like pretend to believe whatever groupthink they're in. All right, epic. You should create a huge cyclotron to see if any orbs find. Interesting. Yeah. Well, I was gonna get a what is that called? That part what is the cosmic radiation like container thingy? John Hudson was telling me to buy one. Yeah, John was saying get one of those cosmic ray thingies, and then basically see if you can detect any when you have a radiation source and a Tesla goes on, because he wanted to find out what's happening there. Yeah, let's delete this. Okay. Anyways, guys. Okay, so that's this part. Okay, we're gonna go straight into it. Actually, I'm gonna maybe sit down. Yeah, I'm gonna sit down. And I'm gonna go straight into this nitty gritty and so on. Fundamentals of a Because this is the experiment. I'm gonna copy this. Notes, copy link, put this in here. So anything I discuss, I put it in here. Oh, also put in the threadcast. All right, my bad. I'll do that in the threadcast now. Okay, so it's all good. All right, so I was gonna do a threadcast now so that everything is on blockchain, so I don't need to worry about Telegram doing whatever it's doing. Okay, so anyways, we're gonna go straight into here now. Oh yeah, actually, one more thing because about the Trump thingy. So Trump birthday. So let's do a hashtag Trump. This is probably more because I did the because I just want to see the thumbnails of the videos I made of that predictive programming no, of the birthday setup there. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Okay, anyway, so this is one thing. Is again, why is Trump? It's June 14th. It's U.S. Flag Day, U.S. Army Day, and Trump birthday. And 17777 is a Flag Day. United States Army's birthday, 1775. So it's like, but it's all June 14th. It's like it's just ridiculous. And the first proposal for world government was on Trump's actual birthday, like the actual birthday and year. And there's a U.S. proposal for a world government. And so that was the thumbnail for that one. See that little thumbnail. This is why I'm gonna put these all these thumbnails as one. Okay, this is I definitely need to put these. I'm certain there's two suns in the cloud-covered sky as a filter through my curtains. Yeah, there's a phenomenon called like where it appears as to forever. Anyways, some other interesting timings here. Yeah, so again, a whole lot of stuff related to Trump and the moon and all this stuff. Now, even his name means like world. Donald means world ruler. So Donald. So here is Trump the Moonchild. Coincidences. Oh, this was probably the. Oh yeah, this is the Aleister Crowley writing to on Trump's birthday about asking the what is it called that moon guy who's he asking? Okay, this is Moonchild. He was asking the rocket guy whatever his name was. Oh, I didn't put a description here. Okay, that's why I need to update all this. Yeah, Jack Parsons and Scientologist Ron Hubbard. So he's sending him a letter on Trump's moon birthday about the Moonchild being produced. Like, what in the world's going on here? And then this is probably the freakiest one. So Friday the 13th is actually supposed to be Friday the 14th, Trump's birthday on June 14th. This is and there's like a blood moon. There's a blood and there's a moon. There's blood. There's moon. There's blood. It's like that's the name. This is supposed to be the birthday of the killer, the Jason Voorhees guy. So that's just like ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. All right, and I was gonna do one more, and also the Roswell crash. The Roswell incident was also on Trump's birthday. So Roswell incident was actually June 14th, 1947, a day after he was born. That's when the Roswell, and it was also in Corona. They just called it Roswell because it's more famous, but it's actually in Corona. And I was gonna do one more. Donald ruler. Yeah. So the other part is this. Donald literally means world ruler. And basically the whole idea of that Moonchild thingy. But I was gonna do one on like predictive programming on Trump. But I've said it many times. I think he's following the Hitler narrative. Basically, like even the Hitler script. So they're gonna make Trump become like. Okay, I absolutely love it. Trying to keep doing what we're doing. Okay, epic stuff. Thanks. So basically, what's happening is what I think is happening is they're building up Trump as this world ruler type figure. Everyone rallied around him, but they also again they have to make the left wing so bad, like Biden and Kamala, so that you'll want this guy in there. You want to make the left wing so LGBTQ nonsense, so that you want some sort of super aggressive guy, and then he's gonna try to take over Greenland, Canada, blah blah, and then eventually trigger world war, and then United Nations has to step in and prevent this from happening, so prevent populist politicians, etc. And again, if you see the big lie, this one I mentioned, wiki, the big lie. So if you see the big lie, and then tell me what are the two main people mentioned in this, okay? So again, Wikipedia mainstream narratives happen. So the big lie, they have a photo of Adolf Hitler, all right? So the big lie is talking about propaganda technique and so on. Basically, people don't believe that a lie would be so huge. And he was basically, I think he initially he used a technique to blame Jews for World War I, etc. But again, yeah, the whole Jewish things, it's the same all part of the overall script. So now you have this. And now here in the 21st century, the term has been applied to Trump and his allies overturning the 2020 election. So it's like the only two people named are this guy, like the two main ones, this guy, Trump. And then there's a whole thingy here. So there's Google's all the U.S. Psychological profile of the okay, big lie, Hitler's death, Cold War. They talk about Cold War, Iran, and now you have to see there's two photos of people. There's two photos. These are all Hitler people. So these are all Nazi guys. These guys, and then you have literally this guy. Yeah, this guy. This is are you guys not listening to what I'm saying? Okay, and then so contrary to what alt media thinks, the mainstream is massive. Like if you go to similar web Wikipedia, it's getting this is wikipedia.org. It gets 897. Well, this is just the EN. This is the English version. English version gets 897 million visitors per month. But if we go to Wikipedia by itself, Wikipedia.org. This is all countries. It gets 3.5 billion visitors. Okay, that's a B. Okay, it's a big lie. I do want to archive this one. This one's pretty fascinating. So you got two people in there. You got Trump, you got Hitler. So in other words, what's gonna happen is, so again, scripts keep going regardless what your view on either of them are. Until you free energy tech is out there, this is gonna happen. I'm gonna actually go back to this big lie thingy. And I'm gonna go and archive this as well normally. Because the other one, the formatting isn't as good, but it's there forever. Like you can literally trust it to be there forever. And I will do everything I can to make sure it's there forever. Just so I can have this thing there. So the big lie, and that's a good way to sort things out. But the photos, let's see the photos it gets. Does it show the photos? Oh, it doesn't show the, it doesn't show the photos. It's all good. But anyways, it includes two people, Trump and the other guy. So it's like, what is this? You go this one? You go here. All right. We've entered the twilight zone. Okay, let's go, guys. We have 1 hour. We haven't gotten any through the math stuff, but I did update this thing, so that's a win for me. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna try to power through. So please, guys, calm down. I don't want none of this jazz. Okay. I mean, as in me, calm down. Okay, guys. Anyways, thanks for loving the channel, and I'm gonna sit down and we're gonna go power through. Get some water in, and I'm gonna stay focused. Hope you for FedEx. Interesting. MES, hope you prefer. Okay, what's happening, FedEx? Are you sending me some goods? Alrighty. All right. Anyways, okay, so we are going into overdrive. Okay, so we're going right here. So we saw the metronome. Anyways, we're going back here. So interesting clues on the behavior of matter with excess and deficit of electrogen. So this is the basically electrons. They're not these little particles anymore. He's calling them electrogen based on Benjamin Franklin's that effluvifen or whatever, basically electric fluid. So this is this electrogen. It stems from the words electricity generator. So basically electricity and generation. So electricity generator is this instead of electrons. We're getting electrogen, which is like a fluid that can vibrate. So interesting clues on the behavior of matter with excess and deficit of electrogen in a state of vibration can be obtained from the study of discharges of electricity through gases at very low pressure, as can be seen from the picture below. So IV6 comments added, so he added these comments. The discharge at the positive metallic electrode starts from the surface of the metal. So this is a positive. no space between discharge and metal at the positive electrode. So what I mean is this electricity there, or electrogen, is on this point right here. It's literally touching the metal positive electrode. And so in other words, this is a good way to visually know which one's positive or negative. So you don't even need this plus or minus. Okay, I saw something, but it's off topic. I'll say for for sure. Say for another day. You can also post it in my Telegram. I just posted it under this thingy, and if I look at it and I like it, I might talk about it. Or near just put it in there or near the end of the stream, or you can email me, etc. It's best put it here because it's right there and I can be able to see it. Because again, I can't guarantee I'll check every email. Well, I check emails, but it's like I don't have time to like actually look at them too in depth. Anyways, so keep this in mind. This is the first visual demonstration I've seen that you can tell which one's positive or negative, and I'll show you this part here. So this is the positive. Okay, so at the positive metal electrode, the discharge starts from the surface of the metal, indicating that vibrations that are produced by matter with deficit of electrogen. So matter, it could be atoms, it could, whatever, or even it can be like tiny bit of electrogen. Is vibrating, but it's very close to this. So very little electrogen is doing the vibrating. While at the negative metallic electrode, there is a space between the metal surface and discharge, indicating that there at the negative electrode, the vibrations are produced by a surplus of electrogen on the negative electrode. So you can see this here. So you can tell it's negative because at the metal one, there's a gap between this electricity, or the basically the discharge, and where this invisible space, that he's saying is the actual vibrating excess of electrogen. Notice there's a whole bunch around it. Space between discharge and metal at the negative electrode. So you can visually tell this is negative and it's positive. And I showed you a photo last live stream when I went over this. I randomly just went over, and I even wrote this. If you look closely at an electric discharge in gas at low pressure, the discharge is in contact with the positive electrode, but there is a gap at the negative electrode. That is a great finding. And I put it inside here, and this is the part here. So this is from a YouTube video. It shows a discharge of gas, it was like they put electricity through it. So in other words, you can tell which one's positive, which is negative. That's positive, that's negative, because this one has a gap. So in other words, a lot of this is vibrating the electrogen, and this one is very little. So that's why it's not there. So you can literally tell this is positive, that's negative, visually. So that is. Again, this is where I'm telling you all this guy's on a level never before witnessed. All right. So this is a treatise on electromagnetic phenomena, John Wiley and Sons. Okay, I'm going to go here. So moreover, the following experimental fact observed in the photoelectric effect and briefly referred to in part 1 of his IV7, I think that was his first paper, reveals the true difference between the positive and negative electricity. So so he's saying in the photoelectric effect, it actually shows a true difference between positive and negative. In other words, plus or minus charges, deficit, and abundance of electrogen. So thus, in the photoelectric effect, it is observed that when irradiated metal surface is connected to negative voltage, having thus an excess of vibrating electrogen. So negative just means you have a lot. So again, based on what I said before, that the mainstream narrative of current is in the wrong way. So basically, the electron should be positive. Yeah, this should be positive. This should be negative because that's the way it should be. But they got it mixed up before electrons were invented or observed, or electrogen. So anyways, it is observed that when the irradiated metal surface is connected to negative voltage, having thus an excess of electrogen, radiation of low frequency is enough to eject electrons from the metal surface. But when the irradiated metal surface is connected to positive voltage, having thus less vibrating electrogen, radiation of higher frequency is needed to eject electrons from the surface. Okay, this is an epic finding. So, the photoelectric effect, people will say it's like, it proves photons and all this nonsense. It's like literally like intellectually lazy nonsense. So this is right here. So photoelectric effect is the emission of electrons from material caused by electromagnetic radiation, such as the ultraviolet light. Electrons emitted in this matter are called photoelectrons. Electrons emitted, it's some was it the same thing or similar thing. So phenomena studied in condensed matter. So basically, when you have light here hitting here, and it depends on the frequency, you can eject these out. he's saying that it depends on if you have positive or negative. If you put positive electricity on this, like on the plus side, so the positive electrode, you're going to need higher frequency. So you're going to need a more powerful light. Basically, it's going to be a smaller wavelength light to knock it off. But if you put the negative, electrode, the negative electrode, or the negative quote electricity, you're going to have you need a smaller wavelength because you have more electrogen on top. So this is a fascinating stuff. Okay, so go back right here. Yeah, so basically, radiation of low frequency is enough to eject electrons from metal surface when you have the excess electrogen, so the negative side. But when the irradiated metal is surface connected to a positive voltage, having thus less vibrating electrogen, radiation of higher frequency is needed to eject electrons from the metal surface. The radiation can be thought of as forcing the electrogen to vibrate with the frequency of the radiation itself. Okay, and basically, radiation. Yeah, so when you have a high electrogen, you're going to need lower frequency. So the radiation can be thought of as forcing the electrogen to vibrate with the frequency of the radiation itself. The radiation transferring energy to the electron to leave the metal surface. This means that the electrogen, especially electrogen in excess on the negatively charged metal surface, vibrates with low frequency, and less electrogen will vibrate with higher frequency. Yeah, so basically you have like think about a thin a bunch of water versus a little bit of water like this. So the thicker it is, it's going to be lower frequency. Basically, I mean, yeah, it's going to be lower frequency, higher wavelength. And less electrogen will vibrate with higher frequency. An atom without electrogen at all covering its surface vibrates with even higher frequency. So yeah, so basically, an atom without any electrogen at all, you can vibrate it much faster. So this was just dry radiation. You could make it vibrate much faster. When you have the water, think of the electrogen as like a damper. You're literally damping everything with water, so you're not going to vibrate as much. So an atom without electrogen at all, covering its surface, vibrates with even higher frequency, which is expected both due to its rigidity, hardness. Yeah, that's part. So electrogen kind of makes things soft, and soft and fluid, etc. And because of the experimental fact that emission of high frequency gamma radiation is observed in nuclear disintegrations. So when atoms split, yeah. So basically, when atoms split in nuclear process like that, they emit high frequency gamma radiation. So basically there's there's no electrogen there, or very little. Thus the electrical character is given by the frequency of vibration. A low frequency of vibration gives it the character of a quote negative electric charge, while high frequency gives it the character of a more positive electric charge. So visually you can see this is going to be the negative because it's separated. But you could also see it by measuring the frequency of light involved. So a low frequency equals more negative more negative electric charge. In other words, low frequency just means more fluid electrogen on it, and higher frequency just basically no water, everything's more rigid, so it rings much faster. Higher frequency gives it the character of more positive electric charge, and you gotta think of like this as if you try to like dance or move or run in air versus in water. In water, it can be much slower, so everything slows down here. So I was going to draw it out, but I think it's pretty straightforward. Anyway, so a helpful way to visualize the surplus of electrogen on the surface of metals is shown in the picture below, taken from a video made in zero gravity in the ISS. The water on the cloth corresponds to the electrogen, and the cloth to the metal itself. So that's a metal. And that's electrogen. A metal with electrogen deficit will then correspond to water trapped within the cloth. So metal with electron deficit will correspond to water trapped within the cloth. What do you mean? Yeah, so basically, because metals always have electrons, but this just means the water is literally on the cloth at their typical humidity, but there's no excess. So the excess is where you're above its saturation, and it goes basically like that. And that's pretty cool. This is Chris Hadfield, a Canadian Space Agency wet washcloth in space. What happens when you ring? And this is for the flat earthers. Like, where is this guy? Like, well, how can people believe in flat Earth? And more so, how in the world can someone know about directed energy weapons 9/11 and still like Nas? This is a bit sad. So Matthew Nas, who I had him on my show, is a great guy. He's promoting that Flat Earth Dave, this info guy, and he's saying he's going to be level with all my followers. Basically, rockets, missiles launch upwards never succeed in breaking through the firmament and all that. And he's saying maps have flat Earth. It's like what in the world's going on? Have an ice wall. So Matthew knows the flat Earth. They're absolutely ridiculous. But anyways, but again, yeah, I just don't understand. So going back to that. So like, where's this guy? If the Earth is if the Earth is flat, where is he? Where is he right now? Is he just like hovering, accelerating in space or something? Like, I don't understand. Is he super high up where the gravity is low, but it's not sinking or anything? Like, I don't understand. What's going on?
Cloth dripping wet without gravity, and you wring it out. What's going to happen? What will happen to a wrung out cloth? So,
and there's double
and it had to use equipment that was here on board the space station. We might have the coolest washcloths ever here on the space station. I'm going to show you. Here's one of our washcloths.
And yeah, notice how it's completely like shrunk in there.
And it's packed. It's put down into this little tiny hockey puck.
So they took out all the air out of that. That's
so that
cool.
It saves space. But when you open up a hockey puck and you pull out your washcloth, this is the one I'm going to use for the experiment today. And so when you open up your hockey puck and turn it into a washcloth.
Oh, and again, another thing with the flat earthers, like the ISS, you need a company that produces these cloths. So it's like, what are they producing it for? If it's not a real thingy that they're going to, like these are people literally selling and transacting tons of money and paperwork and taxes and all that. So it's like they're doing it for something.
It was compressed in a great big vise somewhere. Okay, so here's my washcloth.
Yeah,
like
so
a magic trick.
Yeah, so this right here could be thought of as a positive electricity currently because it doesn't have excess of water because it still has electrons or humidity of it in itself.
And now I'm going
to but then if you have excess, it's going to be all the water around it.
Soaking wet, and then we're going to see what will happen when we wring it out. Meredith and Kendra suggested.
Yeah, and also notice that the microphone is floating.
I dip this in a bag, but
also the paper is floating.
Don't hold water in space, so instead I fill a water bag. This has drinking water in it, and I'm going to squirt a bunch of water into this washcloth.
Yeah, and look at the water. The water forms a circle. That's pretty interesting. It's so cool. So now that's electrogen, guys. Holy! Look at how he's pouring water. So that's what I mean. Okay, for anyone that's denying that he's actually in the ISS, okay, like please go and is there like string on the water or something? like what's going on? Is this CGI? Is it AI? This is 12 years ago. This is before AI, so you can't even say that.
So here's a soaking wet.
Wait, he soaked it up. Okay.
So here's a soaking wet washcloth. Get the microphone so you can hear me while I'm talking. And now let's start wringing it out. It's really wet.
Holy, this is so cool. Look at his whole hands covered up on it. Who's watching? Are people watching?
It's becoming a tube of water. The water's all over my hands, in fact. It wrings out of the cloth into my hands. And if I let go of the cloth carefully, the water sort of has it stick to my hand.
Okay, yeah, so notice all the water sticking to it. So again, that's basically static electricity, just electrogen going everywhere.
The water sort of has it stick to my hand.
It's water sticking to his hand and that. So again, this is the best analogy I've ever seen for electrogen.
Okay, so the experiment worked beautifully. And the answer to the question is the water squeezes out of the cloth. And then because of the surface tension of the water, it actually runs along the surface of the cloth and then up into my hand, almost like you had Jello on your hands.
Oh, look at it vibrating. And see how it's vibrating too? Again, this is literally electrogen.
Almost like you had Jello on your hands or gel on your hand, and it'll just stay there. Wonderful moisturizer on my hands. And the cloth doesn't really unravel itself. It just stays there floating like a dog's chew toy, soaking wet. Great experiment, worked perfectly. Meredith and Kendra, congratulations. Great idea.
All right, epic stuff there. And this is a Canadian Space Agency, so it's like, okay, so now we're dealing with non-NASA. Like, I'm telling y'all, basically, if this is all fake, then basically reality is like some sort of like Matrix or something. This is as real as it gets. I'm gonna go and summarize this so that it's on the hot blockchain forever. This is such a cool experiment. All right, anyway. Okay, so we keep going further. So when the electrogen travels along the wire as a diffusion wave, it constitutes the direct current. So direct current is basically when just electrogen just floating from left to right. And he has a video on this. Okay, he has the link there. It constitutes the direct current as shown in the picture below and discussed at length in part 1 to 3. So he discussed in the first parts of the theory of ether at great length. So here's electrogen surplus. So again, negative is the surplus. Again, it should be positive, but that's the way life is. Okay, electrogen diffusion wave. Basically, just diffusing all the way over to this. This is direct current. So direct current is this. Let's see how the video looks. Isn't available anymore. Ridiculous. Okay, we gotta tell him this one's not available anymore. I thought he had it on there. So it's not there anymore. Let's check out Ionel Dinu. Okay, I don't know why it's not there anymore. This is kind of what I mean. Like, why is it not there anymore? So I gotta tell him it's not there anymore. See the I thought he had diffusion. Yeah, this is the normal one. This is part 1. I think he discussed it in part 1 to 3. Okay, I wanna. This is the paper part 1. I think. Oh, he has the video here. Here's the video. Should have it. Okay, yeah. So here's the drop. Okay, so he has the video here. So surplus electrogen added at the zinc electrode and creates ripples in the electrogen of the wire, makes available electrogen at the CUN. So basically, when you have like a fluid like this, you have a high amount and a low amount. You just drip it and this falls. So basically, that's a diffusion wave. Just like literally just an X when you have additional, just vibrating, and then someone splits over there. So this is basically direct current. So this is direct current. So I'll do this. So that you got the idea there. And I'll send him a link there. Okay. So direct current. Electrogen. All right. Put it like that, and I'll also put the summarize. Actually, it doesn't have a summarize. Let's put it like that, anyways. It probably won't summarize. I think I already tried summarizing it. Okay, so that's. I'm gonna send an email to him saying that this doesn't work. A current in a wire. IV9 doesn't work. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, where did the thingy go? Dinu. I have no idea where this stuff is. Ionel Dinu, fundamentals of ether. Okay. How's my face up here? Hi. Oh, his name is actually pronounced Ionel. Ionel. I've been saying Ionel. It's kind of yeah. So I'm gonna go just heads up that the IV9 link doesn't show a video anymore. Okay, that's this one here. IV9. I'll copy this whole thing actually, so it's easier for him to not look. And I'll put a link right here. Whoops, gotta paste without the text. Okay. Alright, so that's that part. And link. Okay, so there it is. And I'll send him later. And also 33-second mark. Interesting. I don't know why it's 33. But that's pretty cool. Anyways, so in the remaining part of the section, I'll send the email after if I see anything else. So I'll send it as one email. In the remaining part of the section, will be considered examples of electrostatic phenomena and their explanation in terms of molecular vibrations in order to show the excess or deficit of vibrating electrogen on the surface of an object. I will use a representation similar to the electrical density, which was defined as the quantity of electricity per unit area at a point on a surface, and called by Poisson thickness of electrical stratum. So that's interesting. So they even had that. It's basically electrical density, and this is the Poisson guy calling it that. Basically, yeah. So examples of such representations are shown below, where it is seen that the distribution of electricity on a conductor depends on its form. Yeah, so the shape depends. Yeah, matters. So Distribution on a sphere is perfectly even like that. Distribution on an ellipsoid is going to be flattened out like that. Distribution on a disk, so disk, it's going to be bulged out on the edges there. Distribution on cylinder with rounded ends. So this is just a normal disk. Now you have rounded ends, it's going to be a bit more smoother on the other side. And this is IV10. Okay, this is from 1891. So like literally, it's like I kind of feel like mainstream electricity is like 100 years stuck. In our discussion, electrogen excess will be shown as above, with blue colored lines above the surface of the object, while the deficit will be shown in red colored lines below the surface. Yeah, so so electrogen excess. So if it's an excess, it'll be blue. So blue for negative, and then red is positive. And it will be above the object, so that's indicating it's like the water is above. So this is, if it's blue, it's going to be above it. While the deficit will be shown in red colored lines below the surface of the object, which means that in this latter case, the atoms of the object at the surface will be covered by little or no electrogen. In other words, less than a normal quantity of electrogen that they normally have. Interesting. So they are basically, if it's a positive one, they basically have less than what they're typically normally have. Yeah, that's why the atoms have charges. It could be neutral, negative, positive, and so on. So a normal one is just a neutral one. So attraction between a body positively charged and one negatively charged, which in molecular vibration formula is. So this is that table he made, where he would compare these two. So this is the electrostatic formulations, attraction between basically plus or minus, and then I drew those out. But anyways, so we have this here. So this is in his theory of molecular vibration of ether electrogen model. So what we'll have is this. So attraction between a body that's positively charged. This is positive charge, so this is going to be red because this electrogen is shown below the outer surface of this molecule or this body or this whatever object it is, indicating that it's below its normal. And so then the surface of this object, metal or whatever, glass, whatever, is basically has very little electrogen. And this one is in blue. This is the negative side. So again, this is why I'm saying the mainstream got the current direction wrong. Okay, so this is, and electrons should be positive. Okay, this should be, anyways, this is the negative. It has excess. And these two will attract. So these two will attract. We're going to put it close together and they will attract. So, and the vibrate, and as he showed before through his 3D models, through his fluid dynamic models, vibration, so vibration will be, this kind of vibration will attract when you have this one with a I think basically it will be at different frequencies they attract. So vibrating electrogen in deficit, little electrogen, red, or just vibrating atoms, black. So it could just be vibrating atoms. 100 plus years stuck for sure. Even greener cold fusion statement of acceptance of disinformation, modified solid state at best. Interesting. Greener. What was this statement of acceptance? What do you mean by acceptance? What did he say? But yeah, there was an interesting thing. Martin Fleischmann literally said that said that cold fusion technology will be revealed known once someone or once you're able to connect quantum and macro stuff through a theory, a unified theory, aka what I'm doing right now. I'm going through with Ionel Dinu. All right. Okay, so anyway, so vibrating electrogen in deficit, little electrogen. So they'll have different frequencies in one here. So basically different frequencies vibrating because of the electrogen. This is like water. This is like lack of it. This is like solid. Rigid fluid. And you can even see that too. Put water on any fabric and then attach it to your head. You're going to stick water on it. Similar to static electricity. So, and then black at the surface of the object interacts with excess quantity of vibrating electrogen blue on the surface of the object B. The amount of electrogen on the two objects is different. The frequencies of vibration of the two objects cannot be the same. So attraction occurs irrespective of their frequencies of the vibration. So they'll attract regardless because they're vibrating different because of the electrogen deficit. So attraction between a body positively charged and one uncharged, which in molecular vibration formula is. And this one would be, again, this would still be a So one that's uncharged. So the electrogen, notice here, it's literally on the surface. So this could be considered the negative one, even though it's uncharged. This is an actual charge because it's excess, but then a neutral just has it on the edge, basically indicating well, just here indicating it has a normal amount, so that there's no it doesn't want to yeah, it doesn't have any tendency to try to go back to the normal. It's already normal. So attraction between a body, it's basically attraction between a plus and neutral is just same in molecular vibration formula. This is attraction between a body with deficit. Yeah, so attraction between a body with deficit of electrogen in vibration and one with electrogen not vibrating at all. So this one would be not vibrating. The electrogen is not vibrating, and this one would be deficit of electrogen. Yeah, this one should be not vibrating. Yeah, basically, if it's not vibrating, it's also just straight on this anyways. So vibrating electrogen in deficit, little electrogen red, or just vibrating atoms black at the surface of the object. This is going to be positive, interacts with a normal quantity of electrogen on the surface of object B. The amount of electrogen on the two objects is different. The frequencies of vibration of the two objects cannot be the same, so attraction occurs irrespective of their frequency of vibration. So right here, one with electrogen not vibrating at all. No, this isn't. I think this is a bit wrong. I'm going to say right here. I'll send another thing to him. One with electrogen not vibrating at all, or just not much vibrating. Also, this I'll add this to the mail. Point is in the screenshot below. Do you mean the electrogen is just? Do you mean electrogen is just not in excess, rather than not vibrating at all? Okay, as for yes, this is pretty cool. You have them straight on here. I'm gonna to the right, left. Okay, so that's pretty cool, and I'll send them the whole thing. Once we have okay, so this one here is basically I thought it would just be neutral, as in it's not. It's still vibrating with the overall frequency. So attraction, yeah. So this one here, it can't be the frequencies are going to be different. So whenever you have different frequencies, they tend to attract. The amount of electrogen on the two objects is different. The frequency of vibration of the two objects cannot be the same, so attraction occurs irrespective of their frequency of vibration. So now the third one, attraction between a body negatively charged and one uncharged, which is in a molecular vibration formulation, molecular vibration formulation is attraction between a body with surplus of electrogen in vibration and one with electrogen not vibrating at all. All right. Yeah, they can. I think that's what he meant, because if electrogen's not vibrating, okay, so it would just be on it, and then the overall, but then wouldn't it still be vibrating? Yeah, I'll have to confirm with them maybe just to explain it a bit better. But basically, this one here is still gonna be, yeah, this is gonna be negative. It's attraction between a negative and one that's uncharged. So again, basically the whole idea is if you have different frequencies, they attract, and that's through his computer model right here. The repulsion is when you, yeah, this is attraction. So this one here, all these particles moving towards each other whenever you have frequencies that are this one's opposite. They're attracting. The only time you have repulsion is when it's the same frequency and phase. This one here is vibrating, but here it is opposite frequency. It's out of sync. Independent, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's different, they're going to be attracting based on this fluid dynamics. But I want to compare that with an actual experiment. If someone can replicate that, I'll try to do it if I can, and so on. Anyways, so now we're going to the negative charge. So now we have a negative excess electrogen. This one is neutral, and they have different frequencies they attract. So excess quantity of vibrating electrogen on the surface interacts with a normal quantity of electrogen on the surface of the object. So again, this is excess of vibrating, and it's vibrating. This one, I guess, is just not vibrating. It just has it on it. The amount of electrogen on the two objects is different. The frequency of vibration of two objects cannot be the same. But yeah, I know it's frequency difference. But this is also that you can't really. Can you say that it's not vibrating at all? That's interesting. Anyways, it could just be that it's little vibrating. So the amount of electrogen on the two objects is different. The frequency of the two objects cannot be the same. So attraction occurs irrespective of frequencies of vibration. Department of Energy acceptance of cold fusion, according to Greener. Someone shared info about it on your Telegram. Acceptance. Department of Energy. Who in the world's accepting that? Oops, it's over here. No, who's talking about cold fusion? Okay, yeah, I don't know. But there is someone at my door. I'll be back to someone at my door. I don't see anything there. And I'll be back. I'll play this while I go. Synchronization. Yeah, someone's at my door. I'm gonna play some. Metronomes filmed at the Agachi Laboratory in Japan on September 14th, 2012. Alright, we're back. I got a package. Okay, anyways, let's go back into the nitty-gritty. Yeah, so I don't see any cold fusion stuff in here. Is there any, like, where is the thingy? Department of Energy. Like, who in the world Bob Greener. Like, I don't know. Anyways, continue further. Okay, so the next one, yeah, this is a pretty straightforward. Yeah, now I understand it. This is going to be positive, positive, and this is going to be repulsion if they're in the same size and same frequency. Yeah, basically same size, same amount of deficit. So repulsion between two positively charged bodies, which in molecular vibration is repulsion between two bodies of similar size with deficit of electrogen in vibration, where the vibrations are in same phase due to phase synchronization through strong coupling through ether. So they have the same phase as well. So it's every time it pushes, I think it pushes left, it also pushes left. This one goes right. It's like the exact same phase. Where the vibrations are in the same phase due to phase synchronization through strong coupling through ether. Vibrating electrogen in deficit, little electrogen red, or just vibrating atoms black. So that's this one here, little electrogen or just vibrating atoms black at the surface of the object interacts with vibrating electrogen in deficit, little electrogen red or just vibrating electrons black at the surface of the object, B. That is, oh, no, yeah, now it's B. Yeah, at B. So this A interacts with this right here. So we have, both of them have the exact same little electrogen. So basically, very little electrogen. That's what red, or is just vibrating, or is zero. So you can either little or just nothing, and it can just be black, or just indicating by very little there at the surface and at the, yeah, both of them. If the sizes of the vibrating objects are similar because the substances are identical or the molecules have similar sizes, they vibrate at the same frequency. Phase synchronization occurs. So repulsion occurs irrespective of the initial phases of vibration. Interesting. So basically, if they have the same frequencies, eventually they're going to synchronize. Yeah, eventually they're going to synchronize. So the whole idea is, if you have the same size, if you have the same size, and it's vibrating with the same frequency, eventually they will sync up like this. Like, where did it go? Like this one here. So eventually it will sync up like this. Synchronization. So basically it will sync up like this. If you have the same, what's it called? If you have the same frequency, yeah, if these are all the same frequencies, they're all doing the same frequencies, they will eventually sync up. They're just out of phase. They'll eventually phase the phases will sync. So if they vibrate at the same frequency, they'll eventually sync up. Because the vibrations are transmitted through the ether, and ether can go back and forth. So the ether acts like this object right here. Acts like this. The ether is the one connecting the thing. So if you have the same objects and they synchronize, and they're vibrating the same frequency, even if they're out of phase, they will phase up. Like this guy here will eventually phase up because it's coupled through the ether. So that's the thing. The ether acts like the table coupling the two, because it's they're basically makes them not independent from each other. So they vibrate with the same frequencies. Phase synchronization occurs, so repulsion occurs irrespective of the initial phases of vibration. Again, like metronome. All right. So V, repulsion between two negatively charged bodies. Now you have it's the exact same thing, but now it's the electrogen is on top. So basically, this would just be higher frequency. This is lower frequency. So repulsion between two bodies of similar size with surplus of electrogen in vibration, where the vibrations are in the same phase due to phase synchronization. Okay, 1 second. My brother here to pick up stuff. Okay, I'll tell him I come and grab it. I'll just use my thing. Okay, anyways, I'll be back in a second. I'll play this again while you guys can watch this. Okay, let's play it here. All right, I'm back. All right, I'm back, guys. Okay, so yeah, my brother just pick up some goods. All right, make this camera up again. All right, this camera. All right, we're back and we're good to go. Okay, so we have this. Okay, so repulsion between two negatively charged bodies, which in molecular vibration formation is. Yeah, so this one right here. I think we read this one here. Yeah, this part here. Yeah, so repulsion between two bodies of this is gonna be negative now, and it's again the same thing. It's just this lower frequency of the same thing here. Between two bodies similar size, surplus of electricity and vibration, where the vibrations aren't same phase due to phase synchronization through strong coupling through ether, and excess quantity of vibrating electrogen blue on the surface interacts with excess quantity of vibrating electron blue on the surface object. If the sizes of the objects are similar because the substances are identical or their molecules have similar sizes, they vibrate with the same frequencies. Phase synchronization occurs. So yeah, they vibrate. Yeah, if they're the same size, same frequencies, phase synchronization occurs. So repulsion occurs irrespective of the initial phase of vibration. And then lastly, this is the key one that most people ignore in the mainstream. So this is attraction that may occur between two bodies that have the charges of the same sign, but with charges on one of them relatively weak. And also, I think he is right about this one. It's not vibrating. So you have the electrogen. Yeah, so this one here, body with deficit of electrogen in vibration, and one with electrogen not vibrating at all. So you just have electrogen. Yeah, so you don't have much electrogen, and it's not vibrating. Or you could have this one right here. Normal on the surface, the amount of this interacts with the amount of electron on two objects different. Yeah, but again, that's the part. So it's like you can have a So I assume a neutron wouldn't have any vibration, like an excess vibration. It would basically just that's one. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around that. I'll ask him that. Is it vibrating or just not vibrating as much? Anyways, okay. So it was an X post I share. I found another with attached. Anyways, just post it here. You're an admin as well. You can literally send a link. Like, I don't know. Like, you have to realize when I do things live, it's very, very hard to stay focused and find a link and do this all in super fast thing. So if you have a link, instead of telling me about the link, just share the link. Especially because you're an admin, just share it, and then it'll save me time and save me searching. All right. Anyways, so attraction that may occur between two bodies that have charges of the same sign, but one charge of them relatively weak, which in molecular vibration formulation is attraction that may occur between two bodies with surplus or deficit of electrogen in vibration, but with electrogen vibrations different in frequency and amplitude due to different amounts of electrogen surplus or deficit. Yes, you're going to have different amounts of vibration. Excess quantity of vibrating electrogen at the blue at the surface of the object interacts with a different quantity of vibrating electrogen blue on the surface of this one. The thickness of the vibrating electrogen is not dissimilar. Electrogen on both objects vibrates with different frequencies, so attraction occurs. So you're going to have attraction. And then this part here, if you have deficit, there's still a different amount of deficit. So vibrating electrogen and deficit, little electrogen, red, or just vibrating atoms, black. So if you have little or just at the surface of the object, interacts with different quantity of vibrating electrogen, red. So this could be neutral, or this is just basically, think of it as super negative, or just this a bit less negative. So different amount of negativity. I mean, a positivity is positive. You're gonna have a opposite. And this is the positive charge, low amount of electrogen. So a different amount of them on there. So the thickness of the vibrating electrogen is not similar. The electrogen on both objects vibrates with different frequencies, so attraction occurs. So different frequencies and attraction. That's one I want to physically demonstrate with an experiment. Okay. Anyways, general remarks and the motion of ether, radio waves. Okay. Now we're gonna get into radio waves. It's gonna be pretty fascinating stuff. Having established the laws. Okay. And delete space, okay, and then this is another one, delete space. All right, alrighty, update. Now I'll drink some water. Alrighty, cancel. All right, and then paste. Okay. All right. General remarks. We're part 5 now. Motions of the ether, radio waves, and light. So, having established the laws of electrostatics, having established that the laws of electrostatics can be explained by the strong coupling through the ether of objects and molecular vibration, a few remarks may be made as to the implications of this theory. Around an object in molecular vibration, the ether is a to and fro motion. And since the space around a charged particle is called in today's science, quote, electric field, so the space around a charged particle, it follows that the nature of the electric field is that of a to and fro of the ether. So basically, the electric field is just a back and forth vibration of the ether. That's the electric field around charged. So in other words, it does have to be vibrating. So if it's something neutral, basically the electron is not vibrating. You can have the atom vibrate, but I would assume that it doesn't create this specific frequency. But so that's an interesting part. This part here, I just need to wrap my head around. Electron not vibrating, but then you can solve a frequency. So atom is vibrating. Can an atom vibrating create its own electric field? And does it need electrogen, or is it a different setup there? Anyways, all right. So around an object in molecular vibration, so the opposite is also true. A to and fro motion of the ether is detected as an electric field, no matter in what way it is produced. Okay, that's a good one. It's basically regardless if it's produced by electrogen or the atom. So around an object in molecular vibration, the ether is a to and fro motion. So the space around is in today's called electric field follows nature. Yeah, to and fro ether. So the opposite is also true. A to and fro motion of the ether is detected as an electric field, no matter in what way it is produced. All right, so around an object, so an object that's vibrating, you're going to have the ether becomes a to and fro motion, and that's called electric field. But if you have the opposite, if you have a to and fro motion of the ether, that's also, it doesn't matter how you produce it anyways. So since molecular vibrations cause the to and fro motions of the ether, electrostatic attractions and repulsions will cease when the, quote, charged object is at an absolute zero of temperature. So basically, at zero temperature, you're going to have zero Kelvin. You're going to have zero electric field, or zero vibration. So the ether is going to be completely stationary. The correspondence between the kinds of ether flow and physical effects it produces can be summarized in the table below. All right, so here's the table, and I am going to. So I'm going to sit down. I'm going to sit down for the last bit. So on. Okay, so last bit we have about 19 minutes. 1 second. This is just my timer. Alrighty, I am going to sit down, and we'll power through. So yeah, once I've done this, finally, then we'll go over other random topics. But with this in mind, so the reason I'm spending so much time on this is that I will be trying to describe every single other physical phenomena, electric phenomena, using this model, and then see where it either holds up or breaks. Because I think this is the real deal, and I think this will open up a lot of gateways to it. Also here, oh, this guy here restreamed my post. Epic sub. Epic. Thanks, Ben. A repost. Yes, we got Ben reposting on X. All right, let's continue further. So here is the ether flow and physical effects. So ether flow regime, ether pressure gradient, stationary or in a state of laminar flow, compressible or compressional. So basically, if it's flowing a laminar flow, it's basically a very, very smooth going one way. Or yeah, pressure gradient stationary or in a state of laminar flow. Anyways, gravitational force. So gravitational force right here is when you have a gradient where the ether is just moving. Yeah, if it's just moving stationary, or if it's not moving at all, or it's moving very gradually, like laminar flow. I'll show you what laminar flow is. So if it's stationary, or you can compress it. Yeah. So this is one right here. Laminar flow. Here's laminar flow, just for those who don't know laminar flow. Yeah.
Welcome back to Smarter Every Day. I love laminar flow, and people say flow to cover and make it glassy 360 degrees here.
So this is just a fountain with a perfect laminar flow there. That's pretty sweet. And it's just like literally like basically going smooth. Here's another laminar flow.
It's working.
So laminar flow like that, and this is where I think it's pretty interesting. He calls this is the ether. I know this is gravity. That's gravity. Is when you have the ether moving like that. So ether is laminar flow of the ether. So that's another groundbreaking. Summarize this one here. I've seen this video before. All right. So we're gonna go right here. Back to this. So gravitational force. An object is pushed in the direction opposite to the ether pressure gradient. So it's going to be pushed to the lower pressure. So if you have high pressure, if you have high pressure here, you're going to be moving over. Like basically, you're going to be pushed. This is high pressure. It's low pressure. So this is gravity is literally moving the ether. You're getting pushed by the ether. All right. So that is laminar flow. Yeah. So gravitational. This is or in state laminar flow is ether pressure gradient. When you have a different, basically when you have a difference in pressure, gravitational force, an object is pushed in the direction of opposite to the ether pressure gradient with a force perpendicular to the ether pressure gradient produced by a star or a planet, and the volume v displaced by the object in the ether. So basically, when you have the force is proportional to how much of the pressure gradient is produced by a star or planet, and the volume. So basically, if you displace a bunch of ether, you're gonna literally you're stretching it out. You're gonna have a whole bunch of I think basically let's see what it is. Moves opposite of the ether pressure gradient. You're gonna have high pressure. It's gonna want to be compressing inwards. It's moved in the direction opposite of the ether pressure gradient. So basically, you're gonna move towards the point of low pressure. So because if you have a volume, you're basically if you have the ether. If you make like for example, a air bubble in water, so air bubble. This one's the air bubble. I think think of it as like a submarine, kind of like everything's trying to push in. Yeah, so our submarine in water. And water pressure diagram. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. So basically, this is a star or like a planet where it's pushing out so much of the ether. Where why is it not a photo? I need a photo. Like I don't want to see everything. Yeah, basically this is the ether. You have pressure gradients on it. So this right here. So think of this as the ether. This is like a planet. Basically, the force is pushing, trying to go back inwards. So there's a low pressure inside. That's where you can walk around and do stuff. But outside, the high pressure is gonna literally crush you. So that's ether pressure gradient. I'm gonna copy this and put Telegram. So again, this is why thumbnails. Sometimes the thumbnail is the video. It's just literally if you can understand thumbnails, you can understand everything. Let me go summarize. And then post this image on Threadcast as well. Alright guys, we have 13 minutes. Let's power through. I think we've gotten a lot in this show. I've learned a lot. So so now laminar flow. This is This is stationary or in a state of laminar flow. This is as long as it's compressionable. Basically, ether pressure gradient. Laminar flow, rotational, constant U. Negligible compression. This one is able to compress, but if it's laminar flow but you can't compress, no effect on matter, an object continues in a state of rest or of motion with uniform velocity. So if it's moving but there's no pressure difference between it or something, that's I'm trying to say this would be search rotational. Okay, this one right here. A potential flow or irrotational flow. Yes, a potential flow refers to a description of a fluid with no vorticity in it. Such a description typically arises in a limit of vanishing viscosity or for an viscous fluid and with no vorticity present in the flow. So streamlines of a airfoil. So what in the world's going on here? I'll call it YouTube. Okay. So like, what is basically no vortices in it. I think it's basically so it is rotational, irrotational flows. Let's see the difference.
Obviously, lines are sticks. See that. Now, the important part about irrotational flow is that the flow pattern can be approximated graphically or mathematically.
Right.
However, if the velocity varies inversely with the radius, as it tends to do in the field of flow surrounding a vortex filament, whether a rotational flow, is that the flow pattern can be approximated graphically or mathematically by the construction of a network of streamlines and normal lines. Surface flow on this water table.
Okay, so basically flow like that. Okay, so that's just basically with no vortices, no rotation, and so on. It's good enough. Basically this thingy here. Oops, I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna click right here, a rotational flow. Yeah, basically irrotational flow. Why is this in the same direction? Okay, this is... What in the world is going on here? Okay, yeah, this is flow that is not rotational. This is a good demonstration. Yeah, basically this is a rotational. This is non. Flow is not irrotational here. Basically, it flows basically as long as it's all the same streamline. This one here you have different. This is the U. Okay, that's the U. I think that's a pressure difference there. Well, this one has a viscosity. Its viscosity here is high, so it's stuck. So it's like that. This is the kind of flow. This is a really good imager. Okay, this is much better. Pretty cool. I'm gonna send this and close this, copy this. Whoops. Okay, there's a DOE and DARPA supporting cold fusion. Okay, Moneypenny. Okay, we'll play that in a bit. And I'll say that for the end. Make sure to remind me if I skip it. I'll go right here. Okay, I'm gonna click this as well. This is fascinating stuff. And copy this. And I'm gonna actually archive this one. Archive anything I think needs. This is on the Hive blockchain, full text on it. That's pretty fascinating. I like it. I like the way they did it. Okay, so I'll archive there, and I'll also archive it here for formatting purposes. All right. Anyways, so that is that. Okay, let's go back here. Laminar flow, constant U, constant U. Okay, so that's the this pressure different. That's viscosity is constant. There's U. Du. This gives du. What was that du then? Again, I have to deal with U. What is constant U? Okay. The U. I'm gonna go to Grok for the. What is this U called? Because I did this in Fluid Dynamics back in the day. What is the U? Let's diagram. Okay. This is yeah, uniform. That's a velocity. Okay, that's free stream velocity. Okay, that's the velocity. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So this is like if you have just a regular tube, the velocity or just a bucket of or just like a lake or whatnot. This is the velocity. Okay, use the velocity. So basically constant velocity. Okay, that was the thing. So this is not irrotational flow. Basically, well, it's going to be rotating. But if you have just a river, the bottom is like, think of it as rocks. It's going to slow down velocity. The top part is the fastest one is moving. So that's not that is not. This is the kind of flow we're talking about. Is basically the irrotational flow is here, or potential flow. So basically, it's all the same speeds, with no vorticity and so on. And okay, I'm gonna close some stuff. I think it's this just in case I need it. Okay, and let's go back to close some stuff. Okay, this one, close it. We'll open this up at the end. DARPA, see what the actual thing is. What's it? Okay, anyways, laminar flow, irrotational, constant U, negligible compression. So no effect on matter. An object continues in a state of rest or of motion with uniform velocity. Yeah, but basically, all the velocities are the exact same. And negligible compression, constant. Yeah, basically, if everything's going to the constant velocity. This one you could have a laminar flow as long as it's compressionable, as long as there's a pressure difference. Yeah, but if there's no pressure difference, you're just going all exact same, like this. So it basically continues on its motion. Nothing's happening. And so accelerated flow, irrotational, accelerated, compressionable. So inertia, mass, the ether acts on the accelerating object with a force proportional to the acceleration of the object through the ether and the volume V displaced by the object in the ether. So if you have, this could be any type as long as it's accelerated. So if you have accelerated flow, just think about it just like a water hose. If you're shining stuff on it, that basically objects you can feel their inertia on them. Basically that's given it, the ether acts on the accelerating object with a, this is ether flow regime. Ether acts on the accelerating object. Is this accelerated? But that's the flow. Okay, this is ether acts on the accelerating object with a force proportional to the... Yeah, because it's all relative. If you have an object accelerating, it's the same thing as the thingy is accelerating. So if this is accelerating or the object is accelerating, so it's relative. It's the same thing. So the ether acts on the accelerating object with a force proportional to the acceleration of the object through the ether and the volume V displaced by the object in the ether. Newton's second law. So Newton's second law is basically just the ether is the reason why you have mass because you have to accelerate through it. So accelerated flow, turbulent, accelerated compression, relativist effects, mass changes with velocity. Yeah, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So accelerated flow, turbulent, accelerated, compressional. This is irrotational. This is like all the same speed, the same amount. But if you have different types, you're gonna have the mass changing. Okay, this is it's a bit over, somewhat over my head. I just need to wrap my head around. But I understand the gist. Vorticical, basically rotation. Circular flow, rotation, negligible compression. Similar to that irrotational. Basically, this, but if it's in a perfect circle, you're gonna get magnetic field. To and fro. So to and fro vibration. So rotation is magnetic field. So this is the key parts here. The key part's actually this part right here. If you have a pressure gradient, you have gravitational force. If you have acceleration, you have inertia and mass. If you have rotation, you have magnetic field. If you have to and fro, that's electric field. So vibration is electric field, rotation is magnetic field, near field, irrotational, accelerated, negligible. Again, these are specific technical details of fluid dynamics. And now the other part, to and fro motion, far field, radio waves. These are near field. So basically, these are near an object that's vibrating, you have electric field. But then far away from that vibrating object is your far field radio waves. And this is compressionable. Yeah, those the negligible compression. The waves initially you can't really compress them, but at a far distance you can compress them, and so on. It's accelerated or rotational, all going the same speed. So you have radio waves and light. All right, there it is, and we have a few minutes left. Yeah, and this is where we get the nitty gritty and where the radio waves and so on, which I think he's onto something. And I also found this. Okay, I'm gonna fix this up. I'll go over the Bob Green. I'm gonna continue on next time with this, and I'll try to search about a bunch on fluid dynamics, get better analogies describing these. Okay, tall and high potential. Yes, again, this guy, he does things gradually and full on epic stuff. Okay, okay, refresh. Oops. What did I, oh, this other one must be, oh my goodness, like how many errors there must be. Okay, and save it. Alright, and now the next part. Let's go back here again. You guys, this one thing I'm good at is like flipping through things back and forth rapidly. I don't know why. Okay, there it is. This is something I'm just like professional at. Okay, there it is. This part here. And again, guys, definitely check out his paper. Make sure you guys read it thoroughly and every single sentence, understand it. Okay, I'm gonna go right here. Is just not an excess rather than not vibrating at all. Yeah, I was gonna say this. How does this relate to the overall frequency? Do you mean just the atoms? Vibrates or governs? Okay, and then this is gonna be. Alright, I'll send this to him. Okay, so we have that. I'll continue on later with the other stuff. But I'm gonna go over this, see this part here. So let's see what he says. Department of Technology of Energy comes out in support of cold fusion after decades of hiding, suppressing, controversially preventing great minds who said fusion could occur at normal or cool temperatures and were ridiculous or worse. Today, the U.S. government has now backed down. Bob Greener made the staggering announcement in an interview with Chuck Bennett. DARPA document, which for the first time actually used the phrase cold fusion and energy announcement, is linked in the video below.
Profound. For a long time, they just wouldn't even say the word cold fusion.
So that's it. A nice little clip. Great to make $1 million. The DOE company trying to do it all over the world. On that topic.
I have been informed that U.S. Department of Energy and or the ARPA or something, they are literally saying cold fusion. We want to support cold fusion.
Oh my, that's profound.
I should have opened with that, but yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely profound.
Okay, but what is happening? Okay, DARPA document is first time. When was this document? Is it coming out of support? When is it saying it? Release of information in order to public disclosure. I don't understand what's happening. Okay, anyways, what is what do we can you tell me what's the cover blown? Where's the technology? Okay, this is I'll ask Rock. Okay, and then this Moneypenny. I don't know what's going on here. I'm gonna go to DARPA. So DARPA said it. and nah thanks. This is Nathaniel Hanks. I'm gonna go right here. Oh, whoops. I'm gonna click dark cold fusion. So there is not a single instance of them ever tweeting cold fusion. And what announcement is that made?
For
Board of Agency announcement mechanisms for the application of fusion reactions rates in Mars. December 30. Okay, this is a document. Okay, what in the world does this do? Okay, mechanism application. Solid state fusion. The Mars program aims to explore new theoretical predictions and new data suggesting high fusion reaction rates may be possible in relatively low temperatures at less than 2,000 degrees Kelvin. Decades of hype and mismeasurement have resulted in skepticism of the near potential for achieving low fusion. So they're saying decades of hype, aka the cold fusion fiasco. However, since 2023, multiple independent research have shared evidence, both theoretical and experimental data references are showing solid-state fusion rates radically higher than predicted by early models. Rates are still very low in absolute terms, but points to an area of exploration where meaningful progress. So what is 2,000 degrees Kelvin to Celsius or to Fahrenheit? Actually, I think we already have that to F and C. Okay. 3,000, yeah, basically 1,700 degrees Celsius and 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. And they never said, yeah, basically, it's like super, yeah, it's not that this can be hot fusion instead of super duper hot fusion. And they're saying that solid state fusion rates radically higher and predicted by earlier models are very low in absolute terms. So like literally nothing is the usual. And they even called cold fusion a fiasco. Like I don't know what's going on here. And he's saying they reference cold fusion, but what?
It's very interesting and fortuitous that I'm able to reach you today, because today, literally, I have been informed that the U.S. Department of Energy...
Oh, that's a link, bit.ly.
Or the ARPA or something. They are literally saying cold fusion. We want to support cold fusion.
Oh my, that's profound.
I should have opened with that, but yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely profound. For a long time, they just wouldn't even say the word cold fusion.
So that's it. A nice little clip. Plasma fusion scientist, companies to choose topic.
Anyway, so this doesn't deserve music in the background. Highlights. Making official nod to the cold fusion research. Absolute fusion yields remain low. The initiative aims to model, and yeah, so it's like nothing is special here. 10 to the 18 times higher than prior models predicted. Basically, yeah, they're saying that they're able to update it. Yeah, but like we know this. Decades of height mismeasurement have mismeasurement. They're literally saying Ponce Fleischmann are wrong, resulting in skepticism of near potential achieving. Yeah, so I was like, I don't understand. What's the? There's literally nothing here. And that does not deserve music. And nobody is endorsing cold fusion there. They're literally mocking cold fusion. Like, where's the thingy go? Summarize. I thought I just posted it. Okay, he summarized. You can see the AI. Mars, this is the AI on Hive. Mars mechanism for amplified fusion reaction rates in solids explores high fusion rates in solids. Goals builds quantitative models, focus on that. 10 to the 18x prior models. Okay, leveraging recent evidence of that. Yeah, so anyways, nothing special there. I don't know what Bob's doing. Anyways, that's all for today, guys. That's all for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll continue on. And then next time we'll be talking about radio waves and so on. It's gonna be pretty epic stuff going on. Alright, guys. Anyways, that's a pretty cool document. I like it. Okay. Anyways, Yeah, we'll talk about radio waves, and then this is where I decided to make the paper, to make these videos on it, because I'm like, this guy's onto something massive, and we're all just like talking about ice psyops, or like, is Trump the is Trump gonna save us from from something? Oh, there's another error I made. Does not radiate. 1 second. Okay. Uh. Okay. This is. My goodness. 1 second. And then Control F. Okay, this is how it is. Alright, that's it for me, guys. Anyways, thanks for joining, guys. Epic stuff. I'm just gonna end this here. We'll continue on this. Again, again, these streams are to force myself to learn this. And again, I want to emphasize how important this, that Aether document by Ionel Dinu is. It helps me a lot. Anyways, that's all for today, guys. Thanks for joining. I'm gonna post right here. Okay, thanks for joining, guys. Yeah, and have a great day. I'm gonna go to sleep. Alright, have a good one. Have a good one, y'all. And I'll put it on the other ones that had it, and this right here. Anyways, I'm ending the stream in 3, 2, 1. Finish or end stream. Peace. Ending and